Welcome viewers in the official channel of School Leadership Academy SCRT J&K. I welcome you on behalf of Principal Secretary School Education Department Sri B.K. Singh ji, Director SCRT Professor Veena Panta, Director NCSL New Delhi Professor Rishmi Dewan in this series of videos which we are going to present in front of you, all the viewers, especially the school leaders, the system level functionaries who have a role to play in implementing national education policy. We are starting with basic introduction to national education policy, and after that we will cover all the themes starting from what's the role of school leadership in implementing ECC, FLN. We can start with vocational education and all the aspects which are there in the new national education policy. Today we have with us the guest Mohammad Amin Beg Saab. He is the member of task force for implementing national education policy. Welcome you, sir, in our official YouTube channel, and you have a big say in national education policy because which gives a great scope for diversity and local context, and you are appointed by the government to take a local flavor in national education policy. Sir, I want to know from you what's national education policy and what's the role of school leadership in it.
Well, first of all, I congratulate you that you have started a series of program on the implementing of the national education policy in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. It's a very good initiative from the SLA side that at least we have 28,000 HOIs in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. At least they will be acquainted about the nitty-gritty of this particular document. This is a very good sign and a very good approach from your side in initiating the series of the discussions on this on the national education policy. Now the question is the national education policy. For example, we have prior to this we have a couple of policies already there in 1968, and then we have already changed in 1986. Then this is the third policy after 34 years that we are implementing. Now the question is there, what we are seeing today, we are producing a huge number of graduates, we are producing huge number of postgraduates, and also not only that, and they are part of the unemployment market. And also one agony of the present scenario of the education system is that after every hour we find one suicide because of the education system which is prevalent in our country. So then it was thought by the thinkers that we must have a policy which is in vogue, particularly in United States and in different parts of the world, wherein not only students are educating themselves, but they are also without the pressure, they are enjoying the education. It is that concept that education with joy, education without burden should be the need of the hour. So after the gap of so many years, so we are now thinking it's a happy moment that we are implementing a new policy. It is likely to change the landscape of the education scenario in the Union Territory of in particular and in the national in general, sir.
Yeah, so that's great, sir. Especially it's not fine tuning in the education system, it's a complete reform. Sir, as School Leadership Academy, we have a one mantra: if you know better, you do better. So, sir, मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूँ कि जो what's the concept of school leadership in national education policy?
Look here. After going through the document in total, school. There is no mention of the school leadership in the document. A little bit of mention is there in the higher education aspect.
Yes,
now the question is, prior to discussing why school leadership, isn't it? Because in the national education policy, there shall be no focus on marks.
Yeah.
Definitely, for example, there was a pressure in the household. Our child must get 90%, 95%, 100% marks. Now that culture is not in the national education policy. So here comes the role of a school leader. Prior we will discuss the school leader. Let me discuss what is a leader. Later, for example, we are discussing this module, or we are discussing today. This is purely for the HOIs of 28,000. Now the question is here: HOI definitely is having a position. And he is by himself a leader, I can say he a leader by position. Now the question is, in order to put the beauty in that position, he needs some sort of skills. Initially, if we will discuss a leader, and a leader in education sector means we have to first understand the concern. What is the concern at the institutional level? First of all, we must understand the concern, and the concern is to be converted into change. That is the leadership definition from the SLA side. Isn't it? So he has to understand the concern, and concern to be converted into the change. It is possible only if he will have develop his cognitive domain. What I can say, he has to develop the skills, he has to develop the attitude in order to overcome all these problems. So it's a big initiative. He must have the leadership. He must understand the institution. He has to change the institution, keeping the document in view.
Yeah, concern to change. So that's the best way to define leadership for us. We will come straight away to national education policy. Sir, what on this date? What are the existing administrative or circular guidelines from Ministry of Education or from our Department of School Education for implementing national education policy?
There is directions to the school department from the government. Initially, to implement the national education policy is a massive activity. At the national level, still people are in dilemma. To even at the CRT level, we have not produced any, we have not presented a module how we can implement the policy at the ground level. Now the question is, presently there's a tremendous, massive focus is towards on the implementation of the first part of his ECCE. There is a direction to the school education department from the government, at least by the end of the March 2022, and we must have a ECC facility must be in every primary school which are existing in our union territory. Then again, what I have seen, that there is again a focus on FLN, in foundational literacy and numeracy. There's a tremendous focus on you people also at the ACRT. You are supposed to prepare the module. There is a focus on the entire diets of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Massive activity is going on to train the teachers in the foundation literacy and numeracy. Through we have a modules from the NCRT like Vidya Pravesh is also there, and on that there's a lot of focus on these two things, the ECC and the foundation literacy and numeracy. Maybe in coming days we may have a focus on other things also. There's a possibility.
Other parts of national education policy, like we have a curriculum, there will be a change in the curriculum, there will be use of technology will be introduced in teaching learning process. There can be a parts of this critical thinking, 21st century skills there in the national education policy. So now I will be happy to know if there will, because you are dealing with the national education policy from quite a long time, what are the existing challenges we in J&K face while implementing national? We all know that national education is the people's document, it's the best document.
Yes.
But once we come to the ground, there are certain challenges. Sir, I want to know what are those challenges?
Definitely, first of all, first the biggest challenge for our HOI is to understand the document in total.
Oh, that's great.
It's the biggest challenge. Then with the document, another introduction is there. A Right to Education, Right to Education Act of 2009. So this is the big challenge. First, we have to understand NEP 2020. Then we have to understand a Right to Education Act 2009. This is the big challenge which our HOIs all have to understand in total. Then subsequently, at the SCRT level, you people have a big role to play. You have to prepare the modules. Even the national level, we are facing the problems. How this particular document, what a beautiful document is it? How it can be implemented at the ground level, and our domain is on the school level. So you have a big role. There's a big challenge for you. New things are there. No examination and no pressure. Joy for learning. Everything like that. It has a tilt towards the United States, like of education. So this is a big challenge. That how you can overcome it. Another thing is there, in the institutions we have another challenge, that is the paucity of the teachers. We need the teachers. Those who are acquainted with creativity. Those who can develop among the kids the critical thinking. Those teachers who can develop the innovations. Our teachers have to develop the scientific temper, because you have seen recently in every 10+2 or in the high school, there is a moment going on for the tinkering lab.
Yes, there is, sir. Utter
tinkering lab, isn't it? There will be tinkering all around. So we need teachers, those who can think out the box. Because the present system, you are not supposed to go with a PhD, with NET, SET, and all these things. The present system speaks that we must encourage the talent. For example, in our country, we have a Sachin Tendulkar. How much impact he has made in the entire country. That talent is to be recognized. And that talent is to be given a due weight in the system. For example, if we will make a Sachin Tendulkar the director in the Central University of Kashmir, he is not eligible. Neither he has NET, nor he has SET, nor he has having a PhD. The present system says PhD, NET, and SET, it has no role. For example, if you go to the other parts of the world, they will see your talents. How much talent you had as a salesman, exactly. How much talent you had that you are in a position to impress the people, isn't it? How much thinking you have, and how you can solve the problems. So the focus of the national education policy is we need a complete 360-degree time should be there. We need a holistic people who are having the command on everything. So this is the biggest challenge.
Sir, I think you have best said that solution lies within us, because sir have rightly said that first thing for school leaders is to understand document, and this document is simple in writing, but it has connotations like which sir have rightly said that teachers capacity पे sir ने बात की है कि हमारे teachers should develop scientific temper, creativity, critical thinking, innovations, and more importantly, sir have quoted the example of my all-time favorite cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, and he has made a big impact and big influence in his area of expertise. Sir, ab jate these are the challenges. Hamare paas we have a 1.2 lakh teachers with us. Unke liye, what are the possible solutions and suggestions and recommendations from your side, so that we can at least be proactive as a leader, because one of the important characteristics of leader is to be proactive in implementing NEP.
Initially, maybe it may take time us to implement the national education policy, but we have not to wait. Because kids belongs to us. The world is likely to change. In the coming days, we are introducing the artificial intelligence. We are introducing the machine learning. We are introducing the coding. We need the people who can big data analysis we require, isn't it? So for that purpose, there is a need right now. We must go for the construction of the knowledge. So the construction of the knowledge is only possible if we are going to implement the learning outcome document right now. This is the need. So learning outcome document is to be implemented in toto from class 1st to class 12. No doubt we have this document is only up to the class 10 available with us. We have an official note for it. But for class 11th and class 12th also, there is a document in a written form with us in the public domain. My suggestion would be for all HOIs go and use it in their classroom activity for the better results. What a beautiful document is for the class 11th and 12th is there. Go and use it. So it will give you the better results. It will give the better results for the construction of the knowledge. And what I have already discussed here, because as I told you, the national education policy, I have made it, it is around 5 C's. The first C which I have discussed with you is the creativity. Then I have discussed with the collaboration. I have discussed with you the critical thinking. And very important thing here in this C is the communication skills. Dale Carnegie says, ability to speak is a shortcut to distinction. You need the people, the powerful speakers, those who can make impact in the society.
Exactly.
So definitely go and start right now. Isn't it the communication skills? And a very, very important C, which is the curiosity.
You have to develop
You have to develop the curiosity among the young buds with the joy. Even I'm in favor of this thing. Definitely, I may submit a submission in front of the government. We must introduce also the happy curriculum.
Happiness curriculum.
Yes, the document lays focus on joyful learning. It is possible if we will introduce beauty is there. If we will introduce the happy curriculum, it will unfold our kids. It will unfold what is in their heart. They will be not only they will have be contributed to the nation. They will be the world class players.
Yes, that's great, sir, on your part. Especially आपने एक अच्छी बात कही कि इस स्ट्रेसफुल दौर में हमारे बच्चे अगर खुश रहेंगे, ऐसा माहौल हमें, ऐसी टीचिंग लर्निंग एटमॉस्फेयर हमें क्रिएट करना अपने स्कूल्स में. एज स्कूल लीडर, एज हेड ऑफ द इंस्टीट्यूशन, यू आर अ पेडागोजिकल लीडर. तो आपको लीड करना है. जैसे सर ने एक अच्छी एक सिंपल लैंग्वेज में कहा कि देयर आर challenges, but challenges are within us. For example, if I will understand the document which is open, if I will understand it, definitely I will make an impact. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And I request all the viewers to write to us about your comments so that we will improve and come up with an implementation as sir directed us. He is the mentor of School Leadership Academy. He has directed us to prepare a module. We are preparing a module and we will incorporate the suggestions in our local context. Especially policy focuses on one of the key principles of national education policies, that respect the diversity and especially the local context. So we are contributing our part, and I respect the part which you are going to contribute with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.